distracting because I love you. And so are you. You're a little monster. Other little monsters. So many little monsters. Okay, back to what we were doing. So here we are. It's the FX9. I really can't say enough awesome things about this gun. Where to start? I mean, let's just describe it as it is. It's a AR styled, blowback operated, so no gas system. It's just blowback operated like a pistol. And it's a pistol. This is their pistol length. They do have a longer one, but this is the pistol length with the shockwave blade. So this thing is short, compact, really fun to shoot. Like I said, we've had a little bit of time with it, so we've tricked it out. This is not the way it's going to come from the factory, but we put some fun stuff on here. Yeah, I might do some more reviews about that stuff later on as it goes down the road, but you know, these mostly are just cheap things that I find that work, you know. That's my favorite thing to do. You guys know me. So, from the back, like I said, shockwave blade. Shockwave blade comes with an adjustable buffer tube with little indentations in it, so you can move it in and out a bit with the set screw in the bottom there. Shockwave blade is not bad. It's actually becoming one of my favorites, you know, to be honest with you. I don't have anything really negative to say about the shockwave blade. At first when I saw it, it was a little underwhelming, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really grown on me because of its lightweight and no nonsense, you know. It just is what it is. It's a good, rigid, solid piece of, it almost feels like a fiber embedded plastic sort of thing, like something similar to what the like your artificial deck plastic is made out of. Like this stuff is solid, it's not bending or breaking. You know, we put a new grip on there because the, you know, standard A2 grip that it came with was a little bit weird, especially with the way this is built, and it's got this sort of cut off here. You ended up with a really large amount of flat surface. Your hands still indexed on it fine, but I just really like this dovetail on here. It feels really good. This is actually from UTG, and it's just a like $8 or $9 sniper pistol grip, and I would recommend you put these on every single gun in the world if you really enjoy a nice ergo grip. I love these things. I can't say enough good things about them for the $9. They have their own charging handle. It's, you know, AR style charging handle, but it's definitely proprietary to the weapon itself. It functions in the same manner. I believe it's a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower, and so far I haven't been able to find any real aftermarket options in that department. Sorry, I'm bumping into magazines here. Moving on down, it breaks down the same. You get your pins. Your pins are a little different. They're very similar, but they're a little different. The indentation here makes it a little harder to grab. I have, you know, bitched and moaned about that a couple times, taking it apart. You know, this one sticks out just fine, but this one here, you can see is sort of hidden a bit, and it you know, can, on the other side, if I can show you, not scratch up my wife's table too much. Again, is indented on that side. You do need something to push them in with. You know, I have a few ARs where they stick out enough where you can kind of pop them with your fingernail and, you know, get it going if you need to, but you don't need like your car keys or something. But it's got, you know, the nice paddle there, a good size one, which is, you can't complain about that. And let's get back over on this side. You got your mag release. Not ambidextrous controls, but, you know, for the price point, I think, you know, right now it's 2019, coming into summer of 2019, and we're looking at, you know, around $640, I think is what I saw. It was one of the cheaper ones online. I paid a little more for this one. I got it at a gun show. I actually went to the gun show for something else, and they didn't have what I wanted at the gun show, so I actually left with this, and I paid that, you know, buy it now price, but, you know, hey, that's how it is sometimes. But they come standard, no sights, unfortunately. I believe they did have a shooter package at some point where they did come with some sights, and it's a special thing they do. But this is a, I don't know if you would call it like the Gen 2 or if they call it the Gen 2, but I know the original ones came with a rail where it had Picatinny on the top, it cut off flat, straight vertical, and had Picatinny on the bottom. This rail does not. This rail has Picatinny along the top, has an angle cut there, which you can see, which is pretty nice. It looks good. And it has no Picatinny on the bottom. I installed these rails myself. These are just some Amazon, you know, I believe they're aluminum rails. So you know, you got your connection spots here. I put a little, you know, rail on there for a flashlight or something, and you know, we just kind of set it up the way it is, and it actually ended up working out great because we've got some nice rubber grips on it. You can like index real nice in that spot there, and you know if you're hitting your flashlight, you're going too far and ended up in danger zone here. These come with on them. They come with a like faux suppressor, which ends up looking, it stops probably about there where my finger is, so this, you know, wouldn't be there, and it actually comes back down underneath, which is really good looking. I'm not gonna lie, like from the factory they're good looking, but it serves no function. It's what you call a faux suppressor slash barrel shroud. You'll see a lot of these on the market nowadays where they slide back down over your barrel and they go underneath your rail system. And they do look really good, but there are ones that have a functioning end on them or changeable functioning ends. I'm trying to think of a few, but nothing's coming to mind at the moment. But speaking of which, since we're there, this is actually the Fat Man muzzle brake. You can look that guy up because I obviously can't post you links and stuff anymore due to YouTube's new regulations. But this thing I can't say enough good things about. It's a little bit pricey as far as brakes go. I mean, brakes can get up there, right? And you know me, I like bargain-minded oriented sort of things. And this one I think I paid from their Phase 5 Tactical. I paid around $120, I think. It's whatever it is on their site. But you know, off the top of my head, I think that's about how much it was. It was not cheap, but it really, really is nice. You can see it's got two large ports on the sides. The porting is machined through in a very interesting way, and it also has the ports on the top. So and it also the threading ends, you know, right about here. And it has a bit of a knuckle that goes back over the barrel, so it still gives you that sort of faux suppressor look if you've got that nice length of rail. And I just thought it really complimented the weapon, especially how it came with that little guy. So I just didn't want to lose that look, but I still wanted the functionality of, you know, a little bit of concussive reduced, you know, ness there, because I just, you know, want to be able to really rapid fire them off with this, especially if I'm gonna run it as like a home defense rig with, you know, some nice hollow points. No, pardon my burp there. You are going to have to try out some home defense ammo with this. They said it's not necessarily intended to run with every type of home defense ammo. They do recommend a few on their website that works. One that I found out seems to work okay is this Remington home defense ammo. Seems to work okay. It's got a nice rounded tip on it still. It's got, you know, the flat end, hollow point and everything, but it's got enough to get there into the shelf. So haven't had any issues with that so far. You know, it takes Glock mags, like I said. You can't beat that, right? You know, Glock mags, you get your fun sticks, you can do your drums, and all around one of the coolest, funnest little packages I think you can get for that price point. So let's go do some shooting with it. Get in there.
Hi.
Get that home. Hit it.
I'm gonna wait until it stops swinging.
All right. Hit it. Miss. Hit it.
It's like hard when it's still swinging though, you know?
Yeah, that one wasn't swinging though. Hit it. Hit it.
That's it.
Good job. Now clear it. So you guys saw it there. Not much else to say. Incredibly fun, low recoil gun. Good price point for a 9mm. You know, they're not cheap. You can get really, really up there. My wife and I both enjoyed it immensely. Hopefully you will too. I don't think you'd regret that purchase, quite frankly. I would definitely say that they are a go out and get yourself one. Great sort of bug out gun, great home defense gun. You can set them up to be very, very low recoil, 9mm, very manageable right off. But all in all, a very, very satisfying offering from Freedom Ordnance. So good work, guys, and keep shooting, everybody. Have fun. Don't die in the 2020 elections that are coming up, and take care of each other. Bye.